What is going on, YouTube? So, right now, talking about my Detroit Lions preview for 2016. This will be the last preview of the day. Already done. Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears. And I believe this will be wrapping up the NFC North division today. So, recap the format I'm going to be doing. Also, again, go check out my website. Link will be in the description below if you want to see any of the previews ahead of time. But again, 3 key players, then worst case scenario, best case scenario, and then record prediction. So let's go ahead and start with the first of my 3 key players. Starting with the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Calvin Johnson's gone. It kind of sucks that his career got cut short, but either way, you no longer have Megatron on your team. It's been something that he's been there since Matthew Stafford arrived in Detroit in 2009. And while they still have like a respectable receiving core, acquired Anquan Boldin a few days ago, Matthew Stafford's going to have to step it up a little bit this year if the Lions want to be competitive. Matthew Stafford and the Lions, they kind of caught fire down the stretch last year. I believe there was one point where they had won like 6 straight games, finished the year 7-9, which compared to the way they started the year wasn't that bad. But either way, like I said, he's going to have to step up for this offense. So next key player is the presumed starting running back, Ameer Abdullah. So Joique Bell's gone. Abdullah was kind of one of the deeper sleepers in fantasy football last year. Didn't really pan out in a big way. To me, he's a sleeper again this year. With Calvin Johnson gone, and with them actually having a semi-deep stable of running backs this year, I think there's going to be a little bit more of a reliance on the running game, and I think Abdullah can be big this year, can have a big effect on this team's success. So, last key player, moving over to the defensive side of the ball, and talking about a guy that just got re-signed to, I believe, a 4-year, $51 million contract, and that is the cornerback Darius Slay. So we'll see if the cornerbacks can come up big for Detroit this year. It hasn't really been a weakness of the team, but it hasn't been a strength for them either over the last couple of years. This has been a rather mediocre defense. This is a defense that has some potential this year. I feel like there's a few guys that they drafted this year that can come up huge. I think the pickup of A'Shawn Robinson in the draft was big for them, filling a hole at defensive tackle. They also acquired Haloti Ngata over from the Ravens. Anthony Zettel at defensive end, the kid out of Penn State. And then you got probably my favorite player that they drafted, Miles Killebrew, I believe the safety out of Southern Utah. Let me make sure that is correct. Killebrew. Yeah, Southern Utah. So, defense has potential, but again, if they can get past that whole stage of mediocrity, this is a defense that had a rough start to the 2015 season. Finished off the season a lot better than they started, at least. And again, if they can keep that momentum going into this year, that'll be big. Like I said, Darius Slay has to be one of the leaders this year, getting that new contract and kind of being put at the forefront of that defense. So my worst case scenario for the Detroit Lions, and it's not good, I won't lie, you lose your best player, maybe second best player in franchise history, but behind Barry Sanders, I can't think of another one ahead of Calvin Johnson right now. It's gonna hurt. I mean, it's not only is it gonna hurt you, just like the fact that he's gone, you lose that presence in the locker room. You lose that confidence that you do have one of the most talented, if not the most talented receiver in the NFL on your team. To me, the worst case scenario is 4-12 with a top 5 draft pick next year. Again, they come in this year hot from the end of the regular season last year, but there's a lot of changes in the team. So best case scenario for me is they carry the momentum into this year to some degree and go 9-7 with a loss in the wild card round. So my overall record prediction for the Lions, I'm sorry, Lions fans, I think it's going to be 6-10 this year. I think they take a step back. The NFC North is, I wouldn't say just from this offseason dramatically improved, but this is between the Bears and the Vikings. Vikings improving last year and then Bears improving through the offseason. This is a division that has 3 very solid teams in it, 4 very even respectable teams. Most divisions have one team that you can kind of prey on at the bottom of the division. This is not one of them, I don't think. But I think the Lions kind of get the short end of the stick here with the way their offseason went. as a whole, I think they recovered well from losing Calvin Johnson. You know, they had a decent draft. They picked up 2 decent receivers between Marvin Jones and Anquan Boldin. And like I said, I think they recovered well. So that'll pretty much do it for my Detroit Lions football preview for 2016. Like I said, go check out my website. Link to that will be in the description below, along with my Twitter, tweet fire every single day. Go check that out, and then Instagram as well. But anyway, that's pretty much it. See ya.